Here's the thing. Superhero movie franchises have long undergone tonal shifts, reflecting cultural trends and audience preferences. I have found that this evolution can even be observed through 3 distinct phases.
Number 1.
A phase that is goofy and campy.
Number 2.
The second phase of realism.
My back! Oh, my back!
Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle.
Number 3.
The third phase of being ultra-serious.
Dear played.
Finally, the last phase coming full circle to goofy and corny again. The cycle is endless. Just watch. Just look at the Batman franchise. Quick example. Batman 69 goofy. Batman 98 realism. Batman 92 ultra serious. Batman Forever 98 and Batman and Robin 97 goofy. The Dark Knight trilogy 05 to 2013 realism. Batman v Superman 2016 and finally the Batman 2022 ultra serious. Do you see the pattern? Not just Batman but all superheroes. This kind of progression can be traced in other universes like Superman, Spider-Man, and the MCU. What got my attention was the latest uproar over Superman's new costume.
Where your clothes at?
This has single-handedly ignited fan debates online, exposing a growing trend in superhero movies from both Marvel and DC. Not only has superhero fashion had a history of their own missteps, from pajamas to Batman's infamous batnip, his freaking nipples, to uncanny CGI floating heads, but the tones of each movie. It's been a chaotic journey, with each new movie pushing the limits of what fans can tolerate before it's too far removed from the source material. Superheroes used to be the butt of all jokes, the kids stuff on Saturday morning TV. Just like how nowadays we see Paw Patrol parading around saving people, superheroes weren't made for adults, or at least weren't marketed to them directly. This phase represents the early and simpler years of superhero film, characterized by campy humor, exaggerated performances, and straightforward, even simplistic tones.
Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray! What? What the?
Hey, you. Finally awake.
This phase thrived when superhero stories were primarily lighthearted escapism. However, the campy approach began to lose favor as audiences sought more grounded narratives and wanted their superheroes to age with them.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
The realism phase sought to modernize superheroes by grounding them in relatable struggles and realistic settings, toned down colors, military jumpsuits, and modern tanks instead of cars and automobiles. The very first time we saw this was in Tim Burton's 1989 Batman. What once was a campy and lighthearted character changed forever. Michael Keaton ditched the PJs for a rubber suit that looked like it weighed 200 pounds. Gotham turned into a gothic wonderland. This was Batman, but make it artistic. And then the global phenomenon of the Matrix took the world by storm. The 2000s were riddled with franchises trying to match this lightning in the bottle, blending comic book elements with a realistic focus on personal struggles. At the end of each movie, I felt like I could personally be Batman or Spider-Man, and tried their best to make these out-of-this-world characters feel grounded, almost as if they could even exist in the real world.
Now.
And let's get...
As per usual, Hollywood has a bit of a habit of saying, "Oh, you like that? Let's crank it up to 11." While this phase produced some critically acclaimed works, it also faced criticism for being overly grim and alienating audiences who were just seeking escapism. Batman fell victim to this with Batman Returns in 1992. Tim Burton went full gothic nightmare, turning Gotham into a Tim Burton fever dream, complete with a creepy penguin man who eats raw fish. This turned the commercial world against Batman. McDonald's were trying to sell Happy Meals from a movie that most of the demographic couldn't even watch. This cycle relapsed again in early 2010s with Man of Steel in 2013 and Batman v Superman in 2016. Snyder's Superman films embraced the somber tone, reimagining the iconic character as a conflicted figure burdened with his powers. Regardless of how you feel about Zack Snyder, the tones and godlike burdens haven't really been seen to this scale before, telling stories that existed only in comic books. Hollywood, at its core, is only focused on one thing. What makes this phase more difficult is that it's extremely hard to market to mass audiences. Mickey D's has to sell McDonald's somehow. The marketability of a franchise has the power to push or kill potential. But then, in 2022, The Batman came along and Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne pushed the darkness even further, for the better. The problem is too much of one tone can wear out an audience. Now, we're back to square one, but with growth. We have learned from our mistakes.
Let's go.
After years, superhero films began re-embracing their corny roots, though with a modern, self-aware twist. With its irreverent humor, James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy revitalized the genre with vibrant visuals and quirky characters. The MCU embraced humor and spectacle while maintaining emotional stakes. This phase reflects a cultural shift towards lighter, more escapist storytelling, appealing to a broader audience. However, it also leverages irony and self-awareness to avoid the pitfalls of the original corny phase. So, why are the Undies returning? Growing up, my parents ruled with an iron fist. They only had one rule: no costumes on Sundays. Religiously, my brothers and I would wear costumes, and if it wasn't for my mom needing a day to wash these costumes, I wouldn't have known I owned other clothes. Like many, I have a particular soft spot for the way that these corny outfits have changed my life. The Undies are coming back because of the little kids that grew up with them. The evolution of superhero films shifting from corny to realism, ultra-seriousness, and back again is proof that this is a genre that will continue to evolve. Superheroes are more than just icons in entertainment. They will exist long after us. I'm a small creator, so if you made it this far, I want to interact and hear your thoughts. So just leave a comment saying the flock or sheep gang, and if you enjoyed this content or not. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.